This is Gene Monterastelli, and welcome to the Tapping Q&A podcast, recorded live to tape from Williamsburg in Brooklyn. This is episode 277, originally aired July 5th, 2017. Hi, everyone. I hope this finds you well wherever you are and whatever time of day you're getting a chance to listen to this. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Today, we're going to spend some time talking about and tapping for those times we have loved ones who want to make change but are unwilling to do that, and how we can respond. Before we jump into that, a couple of quick things. First of all, a big shout out to all of the folks who support the Tapping Q&A podcast. Those of you who aren't supporters, they help you get this podcast every single week. So you get these free resources that continue to make your life better. If you'd like to support the podcast, tappingqa.com/support. That's tappingqa.com/support. Secondly, on July 31st in the evening, that is a Monday, I am going to be holding a little get-together, an informal gathering in London, England, in the UK. I'm going to be over there for a number of days, but we're going to get together that Monday night. If you are someone who is in the UK and want to get together with us, please let me know. Just drop me an email, gene@tappingqa.com. The mailing list, I'll have some details sometime next week about it. But again, gene@tappingqa.com, or click on the contact link. I would love it if you joined us as we just hung out, chat, shared a little time together. And finally, if you have not done so already, remember we have a free 10-part guide for you to use tapping to eliminate self-sabotage. All you need to do is go to tappingqa.com, click on the big blue button, and you will start getting all 10 parts to this guide. Or if you happen to be listening to this right now on the website, up in the right-hand side, in the right-hand column, there's a blue button there. Every few days, you'll get an audio, you'll get a video, you'll get some instruction, but just something really easy when you get the email that you can implement right now, which is going to make it easier for you to take action. So the motivation for today's podcast, like a lot of them as of late, have come from conversations that I've had with clients. And I've had a number of clients coming to me in situations where they have loved ones who are in situations where they are unwilling to make choices to be healthy. And it's not, they're smoking a few extra cigarettes or they're sneaking some chips at the end of the day. These are people who, because of the choices that they're making or the changes they're unwilling to make, they are in physical harm and they are in life or in death situations. And every single time someone comes to me with this question, they're showing up with this sense of concern and they want to do something. They want to teach their loved one a tool that will allow transformation to happen. Or they want to do some surrogate tapping themselves, which will nudge their loved one along to do something new. And the truth of the matter is, everyone in our life has the ability to make the choices for their own life. And everyone in our life is responsible for their own life. And you could be in a situation where you decide, I'm going to be responsible for you, and I could decide that I'm going to be responsible for you. And even if we were in agreement on that, I cannot be responsible for you. And as much as we would like to be responsible for the people around us, or at least want them to be better, we can't always have an opportunity to change that. And this is also true when we're dealing with people who are dealing with really, really difficult illnesses. I would love to tell you that we could just tap away everything and everything would be perfect. And the reality is you and I and our loved ones are going to die. And there are people around us who are sick. And instead of receiving care, we move them into hospice because we're simply trying to create an experience for them that is painless or more pain-free and pleasurable for them in their last days. That is a fact of life. And you could tell me that's a limiting belief that I have, that we're not all going to live forever, and maybe it is. But I'm a practicalist and I'm a realist, and I know that we face those things. And so it becomes difficult when we are in a space that feels helpless and feels overwhelming and feels like there's nothing we can do, because sometimes there's just nothing we can do. And so today I have some tapping, and it's not tapping that's going to get your loved ones to make new choices. It's not tapping that is going to cure big, massive, scary disease that just isn't responding to any treatment at all. Instead, we're going to tap for being in that space and being with that person so that we can be fully present. So just do me a favor. Tap on the side of the hand. Take a nice big deep breath for me. And as you move from tapping point to tapping point, just repeat after me. I want better for those around me. I want better for those I love. I want them to make better choices. I want them to have access to better options. But the truth of the matter is, at a certain point, there are no more options. There's nothing that we can do to create change. Because the situation is so grave. And there's a part of us that doesn't want to admit that. And there is a part of us that doesn't believe that we are helpless in this regard. And there's a part of us that hopes we can just tap a little longer and a little harder, and it will create transformation. But what is happening is happening. And there are times in which we cannot change that. I feel like a failure when this happens. I feel like I'm giving up because I'm not trying something new. I feel like there must be some deficiency in me. Otherwise, I would have solved this problem. Otherwise, I would have found an answer. Otherwise, I would have found a way around this. But sometimes there's nothing I can do. And that breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see them suffer. It breaks my heart to see them in pain. It breaks my heart to see them not take action, which might make a difference. I give myself permission to be sad. I give myself permission to be heartbroken. Because these are the emotions of wanting better for my loved one. I give myself permission to be angry. Because that is the emotion of trying to fight for better. I give myself permission to feel lost. Because sometimes I just don't have the answers. Even though this is out of my control, I can still be present. I can still be loving. I can share this moment with them. And that is real. That is significant. That is meaningful. Even if there's a part of me that doesn't accept that to be true. Even if there's a part of me that feels like I'm failing. Even if there's a part of me that wants me to do more. I give myself permission to be with them. in this moment with whatever they are dealing with, knowing that they must take action, that this is their moment too. I give myself permission to know that is meaningful. I give myself permission to know that is significant. I give myself permission to know that this is not giving up. I give myself permission to know this is not giving in. But this is being in the moment for them. This is being in the moment with them. And that is meaningful. And that is real. And that is what I can do. And that is who I can be in this moment. Nice big deep breath. Don't be afraid to take a little stretch right now. Those are heavy words to deal with because that's a heavy concept to deal with. I'm a doer. I'm an action taker. I'm a person who wants to be in this moment. I'm a person who wants to be in control. And sometimes we just don't have that option. Sometimes there is nothing we can do. And that's the reality of our circumstance. And it takes time for us to be comfortable with that. So I hope in some small way, a tapping like this was able to provide that for you. And this is one that you might want to go back to again. I have included a written version of this as part of the post on the website. Just go to tappingqandapodcast.com, click on the link for episode 277. If you've happened to download the Tapping Q&A app, which is absolutely free, which you can get tappingqandapodcast.com. If you click on the link at the top that says text, it has a whole bunch of tapping scripts right there in it. And this tapping script will be one of those tapping scripts. I think this is tapping skip 23, and we're always adding more. And it's just a library, so you can pull it up and tap along to it without having to listen to this audio if you find that more useful in the future. If you know someone who could use tapping like this, please be our ambassador. Pass it along. It would mean the world to me if you could reach someone who I could never reach with a useful tool like this. If you have a question, if you have a comment, if you have a reflection on the tapping today, I always love hearing from readers and listeners just like you. You can, if you have the app, click the contact button. If you go to the website, you can click the contact link. You can email me directly, Gene, Gene, at tappingqa.com. I'm always trying to make the site better, and any input and feedback that you have will allow me to do exactly that. If you haven't checked out the archive, we have over 325 podcasts. We're closing in on 330 of them. Over 175 hours of free tapping resources, tap-alongs just like this, interviews, instruction. It's free. It's just waiting for you. It would be silly for you to miss the opportunity to tap on something that would make a difference for you today. For the Tapping Q&A podcast, this is Gene Monterastelli. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you real soon. Bye-bye. The Tapping Q&A podcast is copyright Gene Monterastelli, Tapping Q&A 2016. All views expressed by guests are those of the guests and not necessarily of Gene Monterastelli or Tapping Q&A.